Bueno, vamos a continuar con nuestras sesiones en la mañana. Tenemos con nosotros ahora a Membrana Media. Vamos a invitar al escenario a Livia, Ematne de Matos. Ella es Managing Director de Membrana Media en América Latina. Cuenta con más de 15 años de experiencia en publicidad digital, apoyando a empresas líderes del mercado. Durante los últimos 7 años se ha enfocado en la industria editorial, trabajando con algunos de los sitios más importantes de América Latina. Su trayectoria le ha brindado una visión integral del mercado, al haber trabajado en áreas como publicidad, branding y publishing, lo que le permite equilibrar eficazmente las necesidades tanto de los anunciantes como de los medios dentro del ecosistema. Ha ocupado cargos en compañías como Facebook, Adobe y Taboola. Bienvenida, Livia. A Livia la va a acompañar Enrique Lacerda, gerente de productos digitales y alianzas estratégicas en CNN en Brasil, uno de los tres principales medios por audiencia en Brasil, que en 2026 cumple 6 años de operación. Con más de 10 años de experiencia en publishing digital, ha desarrollado su carrera en compañías líderes como Escalao y Word, trabajando en la intersección entre producto, crecimiento de audiencias y automatización. Bienvenido, Enrique, y luego tú vas a estar.
Muchas gracias, Olga. Hola, hola a todos. Un placer estar aquí en esta sala llena de personas que están dando forma al futuro de la industria editorial. Pero seamos honestos, el tráfico está cayendo, ¿verdad? Google sigue localizando la distribución de noticias, las plataformas sociales capturan esta audiencia que está fragmentada y ahora los AIs de overview están literalmente drenando los clics de los publishers. Ustedes producen contenido, asumen costo, pero no capturan el valor. Y esto va más allá. Vemos sitios, publishers, perder su visibilidad de un día para otro sin haber cambiado nada en su contenido, en su estrategia. Vemos audiencias que consumen más, pero regresan menos y se recuerdan menos. Y las expectativas en torno de la monetización no hacen más que aumentar. Entonces, la pregunta que quiero hacer hoy es, ¿qué quiere decir ser un publisher hoy? Y es precisamente esta la razón por la cual quisimos traer este caso hoy. Lo que ha hecho CNN no es solo sobre monetización, es sobre replantear cómo capturar, retener y monetizar de forma responsable una atención en un mundo donde está cada vez más difícil tener control sobre ella. Cambiaré ahora para inglés. Invito a Enrique. Muchas gracias, Enrique, por venir y compartir con nosotros.
Well, good morning to all. Thank you, Livia, for the invitation, and thank you, WanIfra, for the invitation also.
Enrique, muchas gracias. Sorry, in English. Good morning. And you know, this morning I opened up the CNN site. I was reading the news. And the first thing I saw was a piece about the conflict in the US and Iran, right? And that's when you instantly recognize authority in its digital form. So it made me curious, right? When you publish a piece like this, does it team already think as a content or as an attention setting?
Yeah, for us, today is both. Journalism and attention no longer exist separately.
Yeah, it's important because we have been seeing, and that's the new word is that attention is the new currency, right? That's how people are paying publisher, basically. That's how you're capturing the attention. So I remember when we first met with CNN team in Brazil. I remember the conversation didn't start about increasing revenue. And that was odd. It was very different from the regular publisher we visit because we monetize sites as well, right? So it wasn't about that. So what became a key factor for you when choosing a monetization partner?
Yeah, for us, it's important to find a partner who truly understands premium content, high audiences in our ecosystem. Not just call me, hey, Henrique, I have the technology for you. And Mingrana came with a clear idea on how to do that, um, embed the monetization on our ecosystem without disrupting the brand.
Great. And this, so for me, what we are seeing is not just a shift in format, but it's a shift in control, right? So, and that changes how the attention is basically created and how it should be monetized. So, how did this shift change the way you think about your own role as a publisher?
Yeah, I think the challenge here is uh, we cannot control the attention where it begins, but we can control the next steps. So we have to go with platforms, and our own goal now is to design our own model on our environment that we have this kind of control, and we can retain the audience and give more recirculation to our system.
And so it wasn't a crisis, right?
No.
But rather than a moment of choice. Either you stay in the familiar logic where you're used to monetize and how you're used to produce content and monetize it, or design your next move, design your next strategy in a world that is changing a lot.
Yeah, it was not a crisis, it was a strategy. It was not a reaction to the problem, was strategic. We want to monetization products to run side by side, not one in a way and one in another way.
Here, I put some data from CNN Brazil, right? And when you see an audience this massive, how do you make decisions internally? Do you introduce new formats that might be great for revenue, or you first evaluate how they affect your brand experience?
That we had to think always on the brand experience. Um, Let me do an example for that. Everyone here in this room knows a website that you visit page of content and it shows up the advertising, and then you close and it shows up another one, and you close and it shows up another one. This kind of interference reduces the confidence that you have with the brand. So yeah, we have to evaluate all the new formats and to don't fall in this kind of error.
So from the start, you evaluate every solution through the lens, is this strengthening CNN brand?
Yes, exactly.
Okay. Next question. So I think that's when the conversation shifts from revenue to experience, right? How did you internally frame this challenge?
Yeah, how to turn monetization as a continuation of the user experience, not just advertising.
So you wanted monetization to become part of the user experience without pressure. So like more a native environment. So the user is in your site, they're consuming your content, your products, and during this journey, they're impacted by advertising because at the end of the day, everybody needs to pay the bills, right? So it's very dreaming to think that publishers are not going to have advertising because the model changed, right? But you transform this experience as more as a native, smooth transition, as I understand.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, the next things, the first step, how CNN actually started with us, the experience. So as you know, CNN is a broadcast, right? So they produce a lot of video, they have a lot of content, but they didn't have the ownership, I think, of this material, this content inside of their site. So they used other distribution platforms to just show those videos instead of the site, right? So video is your native environment. Yeah. You produce a lot. But here you're using as a premium inventory. What was the idea behind that? when did you think, how did you think to bring, no, we need to use these precious content we have?
Yeah, exactly. So for us, video is not a form, it is a moment. So you can see if you enter a content page on Cine Brazil, the video enhances the user experience, enhances what the content is talking to, and it appears at exactly the perfect moment to enhance this kind of experience from our user.
Yeah, and just adding what Enrique is saying is that we see a massive change of news consumption model. So the social networks has been bringing to us a lot of trends on all these years. And video just happened. It's not like mobile. Every event I used to attend, I used to remember people saying, oh, next year is the mobile year, right? And this stayed like for years until it actually happened. But video, we didn't have that. We just had video. Video happened to everyone right now. So if you're not producing video, if you're not working with video, you're already late in this sense. And I don't need it to show any data. We do have data about video consumption, but you can look at your mobile phones. See how many videos you produced 1 year ago, 1.5 year ago. See in your gallery how many videos you produced. And now you check last month, how many videos you have in your gallery. So the answer is in your hands. We are communicating more and more through video. So I would like to give the first message is that if we're not using video as a strong strategy in our site, maybe we are already late because the newer audience, it's communicating through video, right? So the first thing they started with editorial videos. So we used to produce for them top 5 breaking news. We have copywriters. We used to get their top 5 breaking news. We made a template, and every article they had a player with the top breaking news, and we monetized, right? But it wasn't enough, was it?
Yeah, it worked for some time, but I think you could do more. So we could give more context to the product, not just only top 5 stories. We could improve in that way.
Yeah, they got to us. Hey, this is not there yet. It's good, but not there yet.
Yeah.
We're missing the moment, we are missing the context. So we came back home and study how we would give more context to them. And here's the turning point. So they have a massive YouTube channel. They produce several videos. So basically, what we did is that we pulled their videos from their YouTube channels and we put a matching rate wording or context. It means that if they have an article and they produce the video about it, the video from YouTube that we are pulling, it's 100% contextual. So the article you're reading, the video you're watching, everything, it's a user journey, right? So that's when we decided to use in a more effective way their content, right? Their videos.
Yeah, it was perfect.
Yeah, so it feels like a shifting philosophy in this case, not relying on distribution, but owning the attention, which is the new asset. That's the new currency, right? Attention is the new currency. So it's more than owning the attention, which is rare. I'm reading that correctly.
Yeah, our product is our experience. YouTube, social media, there are distribution platforms. We had to do this inside the house, if you know what I mean.
Yes, amazing. And now it comes to the ad wall. Let me quickly explain to you what ad wall is. Ad wall, it's a shift, it's a trend we have been seeing in the market. It's consent-based advertising. So basically, we ask consent to the user in order to present an advertising, and we give something back to them. It's an alternative of paywall. I don't know here, but in Brazil, for example, users have a hard time paying money to have content. They wanted to get content for free, right? So they do not want to subscribe to a site. So this is a great alternative because they're willing to pay with attention. we discovered that they're willing to watch an advertising to have the 100% of CNN content released for a whole week. So that's what AdWall is. We show this message, they opt in. So it's their consent, right? And since attention is the new asset, they decide to watch it. So, but for CNN, the rewarded ad, it became a kind of a trump card. Fine-tuning instrument. What convinced you to try it?
Yeah, it's a fair trade. Uh, Taking the engaged user who willing to give the click, as I say, for the device advertising. So your team designed it as a choice, as you say, not a barrier. And we have to respect the new currency, as you said, that attention is a new currency. So you have to respect that, and this kind of model respects it.
And what we're seeing that some publishers do have a little, oh, I don't know if I want it. It's chosen, for example, but this is becoming a trend. Like a video slider was intrusive in the beginning, now it's just standard behavior. But here, I just want to give a personal example. I play Candy Crush. I don't know if you know the game. And usually I watch over a minute and a half of advertising to get extra likes. And do you know what happens? I don't get mad to watch the advertising because they're giving me likes. I'm going to go to the next page. And what I notice is that when I'm playing, when I'm in the airplane, for example, I get mad because I don't have the opportunity to watch the ad and get new likes. So I'm obliged to play it again, the level. You see, so that's the added value because I wanted to watch. I give the consent. And that's a big trend in the market, consent based. Here I'm going to show you some numbers. CNN increasing 50% their revenue growth, right? And this product has average CPM in Brazil, I should know, it's between $10, $12 CPM. And this number is a lot higher in Mexico. And when we talk about US or UK, we're seeing RPMs above $30. And what's the most interesting thing about this format is that we do not impact over 10% of users. Less than 10% only that is going to be exposed to this kind of format, right? And once a week. So the impact is very low for the amount of monetization that I can actually bring. So looking ahead, I'd like to ask you, what matters most for you to preserve in this sense?
Yeah, first of all, we preserve the liberty to do the things we do, to run the tests we want to run, not depending on the market, but on our data. And second one is to make relations like that and to give the partners who is already with us, like Membrana, to help us to continue the work with us because the market changes and means a lot for a company like Selin Brazil. And thank you very much.
Oh, it means a lot to us. I'm very honored to do that. Thank you. And just talking design for what's next, I'd like to bring a point here. We know like URL site visitors are 45-year-old plus, right? We are all alive here. The younger audience, they are surfing on social networks. So I think a big challenge for publishers today, the first thing is how to produce content for the younger audience. How do you produce? How do you communicate? The second one, how do you integrate those platforms? Because we don't have a lot of added value having thousands and thousands of followers on Instagram, for example, but what value, besides the brand, but what value the site itself, it's getting? Not even money, right? Not even money. And you're investing, you're paying a team to produce social content, but you're not getting a lot of value. So as a next step, I'm just going to show you what's going on, what we're doing. Is basically we are transforming the site in a social experience. So we pull all their stories from shorts, from Instagram, from TikTok. We are pulling those stories from the publisher and inserting inside of their page as a carousel. And the user is able to enter a social experience in the page in this case. Or we can also produce to publishers with artificial intelligence. We can also produce shorts. So I think this is a little bit of the future. Publishers are going, at least what we're seeing, is that they're trying to integrate all platforms they have. Social. They're just channels, right? So the information needs to be inside of the site.
Exactly.
And we wanted to bring this to you because this is not about a specific format and it's not about a specific site or a specific market. It's about trying to be bold, trying new things in a world that is changing a lot. And if we stay the same way we are right now, we may be left behind. So thank you so much for being here with us, Enrique. Thank you. We're going to be here until the end of the day, so in case you want to talk to us, have any questions, we're going to be here to answer to you. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much.